Welcome, Middlers, to the Medium in the Middle podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I take you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration. I am a Reiki Master Teacher, a spiritual and business mentor, and of course, a psychic medium. And I am here to share my story and help you tap into your extraordinary abilities. Join me every Wednesday as we dive into the realms of intuition, energy healing, and all things mystical. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the magical waters, this podcast is your go-to source for inspiration, guidance, and a whole lot of lessons and laughter along the way. Let's get started. Hello, Middlers. Welcome to episode 262. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle, and today I am telling a cutie mediumship story. I have been sitting on this one since Valentine's Day. It's a really nice story that I can't wait to share with you guys. It's finally starting to feel a little bit like spring here in Banff, Alberta. I always like to watch my tongue because I'm sure it'll snow 3, 4, 5 more times before the winter's over. Yesterday it snowed and it was a winter wonderland in the morning, and in the afternoon all of the snow melted. And today it's a beautiful, sunny, warm day. You just need a hoodie, and it's 8 degrees, which is warm here in Banff. So happy spring, everybody. It feels like spring. It's new, it's fresh. Today, the spring cohort of my mentorship program, Mentees in the Middle, begin. So over the next 2 weeks, I am meeting my new mentees. I'm very excited for that. I will work with this group until July. So I open that program 3 times a year, and I accept 12 people. Once the 12 spots are gone, the program closes. So looking forward to that over the next 2 weeks. Happy tax season, entrepreneurs. Happy tax season to everyone. Just a reminder to be grateful about taxes and where you live and what your taxes pay for. I know sometimes it's hard to get into a very negative mindset around this time, but every receipt I was inputting into my Excel spreadsheet, I was like grateful for this business expense. So happy tax season, everybody. And a reminder to do your taxes. I'm not going to pull a card this week, but I will quickly tell you that this Saturday, April 19th, is my monthly mediumship practice circle. Anyone who wants to practice mediumship is welcome. No experience is necessary. There are no expectations. You can just sit there and talk to your partner if nothing happens, but something always happens. The next Reiki Level 2 is on the 26th, 27th next week. And my May Reiki trainings are out. So the next level 1 is May 10th and 11th for Mother's Day. I always like to do a level 1 on Mother's Day. And the next level 2 is May 24th and 25th. As always, I will leave all the links you need down below in the show notes. And the Advanced Reiki Practitioner Masterclass is happening on May 3rd as well. So it's a few weeks away, and I'm very excited for that. That course is for after Reiki Level 2 if you are looking to work in Reiki, if you want to grow your clientele, if you want to get continued education around how energy moves. We talk about energy a lot in this course. So it's a very, very, very good course. It's jam-packed, 4 hours. I will leave all the links you need down below in the show notes. But let's jump into this really nice mediumship story. And I also want to share this because this is a good one of, was it my mind? Was it mediumship? Was it intuition? Was it me just being a good friend? But in the end, it all kind of packaged up nicely to be like, oh no, that was her dad. So this story takes place on Valentine's Day weekend. Valentine's Day fell on a Friday, and I was working that day, and in the evening, I host a show in Banff. I MC a show, and I was MCing a show that night, so it was kind of just like a work night for me. I worked on the 15th. The 15th, my friend came over and she said, hey, like I'm making a big meal and we have the same allergies. She's also gluten-free and dairy-free. So she was like, do you want me to bring the food to your house? Because everything I'm making, you can also eat. And I will never say no to someone cooking gluten-free, dairy-free. So I was like, yeah, come over. So she came over and she brought all the food, and she made pasta sauce, and she made a Caesar salad, and she made garlic bread and, things that us gluten-free, dairy-free people usually can't have. So it was really nice. We made this big meal. And as we were eating it, she was kind of saying how this was her special Valentine's Day meal. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I don't do anything for Valentine's Day, so this is a nice little tradition. And she started to talk about how her dad always made Valentine's Day a really big deal in her house. And he would always buy flowers for everybody, and they would always have a big special meal together as a family. So as a tradition to him, every Valentine's Day, she likes to make herself a big meal, or for her and her friends or whatever. If she's seeing someone, she likes to make a big special meal in honor of her dad because he made Valentine's Day a big deal, and she wants to keep it going. And she was like, yeah, like any man has a high bar to follow because my dad used to always make Valentine's Day so special, and he used to buy us all flowers, and he used to make us these nice dinners, and, like, good luck to the next guy. So we laughed and we had dinner, and it was fun. So I'm her friend, and obviously she knows I'm a medium, and it's kind of very common for her dad to sneak in. Sometimes he'll sneak in. Our offices are beside each other. Sometimes at my house. Sometimes weird things will happen after she leaves. So her dad has been passed for a while, and I would say it is common that he shows up and we talk about him. So ever since that dinner, it was like ringing in my mind that I should buy my friend flowers, and I should write a card that says like Happy Valentine's Day from Dad, and I should bring them to her work. Now, it rang in my mind the Sunday, the Monday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday would be when I would have seen her at work. And I would be like walking to the gym and think, oh, I need to buy her flowers. And it's like, yeah, okay. And then I would be, washing my dishes, and my brain was like, hey, you should buy her flowers. And then I was walking my dog, and my brain was like, hey, you should really buy her flowers from her dad, and you should get the card. And then I was walking somewhere else. Oh, I should stop at the dollar store to get a card from her dad. So I was thinking, like, am I just thinking this because I'm trying to be a good friend and my friend said something, and I made an Instagram post about this, but I'm trying to work on being the village that I want to be. I'm trying to work on being the friend that I want to be. So, do you need a ride to the hospital? I will drive you. Is it your birthday? I'm going to make you a cake. Come over for a coffee. Come over for a pastry. Did your dad used to buy you flowers? Let me buy you flowers on Valentine's Day. So just trying to build that village and community. I feel like especially in Banff, we're all kind of nomads. We're out here on our own. And we need each other. So it's a really good community out here, but I'm just trying to work on that a little bit more because, yes, I'm busy a lot. I'm working a lot, but you can always make time for what you want to make time for. So in my head, I was like, do I just want to buy her flowers, or is her dad, kind of in my ear to buy her flowers? And I kept going back and forth, like, am I just thinking this, or does her dad actually want me to buy her flowers? So I had to go to the dollar store for a few things anyways, and I decided that I wasn't going to buy her flowers because I didn't have time. So at the dollar store, when I was there, I had on my list of items was to get a Happy Valentine's Day from Dad. And then I had to get 2 other cards. I forget what they were for now, but there was bunches of flowers on both of the cards. So I decided, no, I'm not going to get her flowers. That's silly. I'm not going to do it. So I went to the dollar store and I didn't buy a card for her. Then I went to the grocery store because I was just running errands this day. So on my list was go to the dollar store, get some cards, because I was making someone a birthday cake. So I had to get all these things for the birthday. And then I had to stop at the grocery store to get items for the birthday cake. So while I was running errands, I even walked by the florist and I was like, should I get the flowers? And then I was like, no, I shouldn't get flowers. Like, just you have things to do, get back to it. So again, it was like mind, intuition. And then it was like my mind, or is this her dad? Or is this my mind, or is this her dad? Or should I get her flowers, or am I just being silly? So then I walked into the grocery store because it was on my list of errands. And because it was just after Valentine's Day, they had all of these roses up at the front and they were all on sale. And I saw them and I was like, well, that looks like a sign that I should get flowers. And it also had just like snowed really, really badly. So I was like, well, no, because if I buy flowers and I'm going to take them outside, then they're going to die. I just kept trying to use my mind to convince me out of why I should buy my friend flowers. So I like stared at the flowers and I was like, no, it's snowing. And what am I going to do? What if is she working today? I could bring them today. I don't have to wait for Wednesday. I could Oh no, just go get the stuff for the cake. So then I went and got the stuff for the cake, and then I'm standing in line and I see the flowers and it's just like her dad's voice is getting louder and louder and louder, like buy the flowers, buy the flowers, buy the flowers. And they were roses. So it felt like I should buy her roses already. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm looking at all the flowers that are on sale and I'm trying to now pick a color. And there was pink and there was yellow and there was red and there was all these different colors. And I was like, I literally touched and held each flower and I was staring at these flowers for a very, very long time. And I was like, well, what color should I get her? And I wasn't really thinking like, what color would her dad get her? I was just thinking like, what color do me as Steph want to get her? So I was like, ooh, like yellow would be nice, or pink, or like, should I just go a classic red? So should I do yellow or should I do pink? And my brain was going back and forth, back and forth. And then I saw the white roses and I was like, oh, like white is nice. And then instinctively I was like, oh, I should get white, like maybe, like an angel or whatever. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to get these flowers, I didn't get her a card. I knew I should have got her a card. I thought my way out of getting her a card. And then I'm like upset that I didn't get her a Happy Valentine's Day card at the dollar store. And again, it's like a snow blizzard outside. So I wasn't going to walk back to the dollar store and then walk back. And I was just like, oh, like, why didn't I listen to my intuition? Like now I don't have a card. But I was like, okay, well, I could use one of the cards I already bought because they have flowers on them. So it's kind of, it fits. And I could ask the cashier for a pen so I could write Happy Valentine's Day, love Dad in heaven. So I decided I would get her a white rose and I would buy a paper bag that I could wrap the rose in so I could protect it from the elements. And I was just going to bring it to her work today. I wasn't going to wait until I was also in the office. Again, Banff is a small town. Everything is close together. So after ignoring my intuition about the card, after ignoring my intuition for days that I should get her flowers, I finally bought the flower. I filled out the card. I got it from the grocery store. I wrapped it in a paper bag that I ripped apart so that I could kind of make it look nice. And I took it to her office and I knew she would be working. So I left it outside her door and it said, to my friend from your dad. And I was like, this is cute. Spirit did a good job. Like, this is nice. So then I sat and waited for her to open her office door and send me a text message that she got the card because I knew she was going to cry. And she sent me a nice message and she was like, thank you so much. Like, this is so sweet. And she ended up posting on her Instagram and she was like, my friend did this from my dad. My dad always made Valentine's Day a big deal. Like, this is so nice. And I was like, Spirit is great. And then she posted another slide and she said, the white rose is significant because my dad used to get her roses all the time. And one year he got her a porcelain white rose. So she has this porcelain white rose that always reminds her of her dad. And she said, and my friend didn't even know that part. She just got me a white rose, like without knowing that my dad got me this porcelain white rose. And she didn't tell me that part in the text message. I just saw it on her Instagram. And as I was looking at it, I was like, started laughing. I was like, ha ha ha. I didn't know that part. Like, yeah, my brain didn't know that part, but Spirit like made me get the white rose for a reason. I wanted to get yellow. So it just goes to show that, you can try to think your way out of it. You can try to logic your way out of it. But Spirit is loud, is loud, is loud. And this dad wanted me to get flowers and bring them to his daughter, white roses. And he did not stop for days until I actually went and did it. So when we're talking about the conversation of like, what if I made it up? Or what if it's spirit or intuition? I wouldn't have thought about her comment about her dad buying her roses every Valentine's Day. Like, I would never have given it a second thought. So let's now rewind the story and break it down. I was having dinner with a friend. She casually mentioned that her dad used to always buy her flowers on Valentine's Day. I then could not stop thinking about that fact for the next 2 days, which led me to thinking about it constantly when I was in the dollar store, when I was in the grocery store, when I was walking around, when I was And he literally rang this idea in my ear over and over again until I finally did the gesture from him for his daughter. I didn't make this up. I didn't want to do this as a friend. It felt like I had to do it. It felt like it was like a nagging feeling in my mind. Me as Steph, I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't buy my friends flowers. I'm more of a let me pay for this type of gal. I'm trying to work on being a let me do this for you type of gal. But gift giving is not my love language and I'm not good at it. So me as Steph, I wouldn't want to buy my friend flowers. But the fact that it was ringing in my ear, I knew it was her dad and I knew I had to do it, which is how I know I wasn't making it up or I wasn't just thinking about it. And even all things said, if I was just doing it out of the goodness of my heart, it was still a beautiful gesture. But I know it wasn't from me, it was from her dad because it felt like this nagging feeling that wouldn't go away. Buy the flowers, buy the flowers, buy the card, buy the card. Have you bought her the flowers? When are you going to buy her the flowers? Go buy her flowers. So I wanted to share this episode and this story for 2 reasons. Number 1, because it's a beautiful message from her dad, sending flowers, finding a way to still get her flowers close to Valentine's Day. They were a few days late. And number 2, it's a very good example of your brain versus spirit. Did I make that up? Did I just think about it? Did I just decide I want to get her flowers? No. Like I've said, it would not ring in my ear like a nagging feeling if it was me. I have so many other things running in my mind. The last thing that would be running in my mind is get your friend flowers. So sometimes you just have to trust and let a beautiful story unfold. And for everyone that has a father passed, this is your sign that your dad is sending you flowers from heaven. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast. I release new episodes every Wednesday. I would love and appreciate a review wherever you are listening. All the links you need to work with me are down below in the show notes. I offer my sessions in person in Banff, Alberta, and also virtually, Zoom, anywhere in the world. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye, everybody.